Okay, good morning, guys. So today's post for COMMGiving addresses the question of how safe is your data, your information when you use stuff like Hotmail, Gmail, um, Microsoft Drive, all that stuff to store information on those companies, corporations, servers. How safe are they? And by law, they can't just look through your stuff. Um, so there's two variations to that, right? They can't look through your stuff because it's you. Like, they can't look through your stuff because it's Jane Doe. It's like, oh, it's Jane Doe's account. Let me look through her stuff. And yet, they might be able to look through Jane Doe's account if they wipe off the names, they put it into a hat, and they draw it out. They pick it out. They say, we don't know whose account this is, but we get to look through it, sort of, in order to understand our customer. So there are two layers to that agreement, right? They can't say, this is Jane Doe's account. I'm going to go in and check out her skeletons in her closet, right? But they remove everybody's name. They put it into a hat. They pick one out, and they say, we can look through this without knowing who it is to some degree, because that's part of our user agreement, to understand our customer, to better serve our customers, right? But not specifically. I don't think specifically at photos, at letters, right? Just more like what games you're playing, which software program you're using the most. Is it Word? Is it Excel spreadsheet? Is it the Internet Explorer? Which one are you using most often? That kind of stuff, right? So they can take your name off, throw it into a hat, pick one out, and say, this person seems to be using Internet Explorer more than they are using Excel spreadsheet, right? And this one, though, is using Excel more than Internet Explorer. What's the difference? One is black, one is white, one is man, one is a woman, that kind of stuff. And then they say, black men use Internet Explorer, white women use Microsoft Excel, that kind of stuff. And then when you see an ad for, it's a white woman using Microsoft Excel, it's a black dude using Internet Explorer. All right? So that's one they do. But that's a good corporation. What about a bad employee? So how do you keep your information secure on those services? Well, if you log into your account, right, that password encrypts your information. Except that password, if you think about it, ironically, that password resides with them as well. And they say, well, the database, the bin where that password is kept, is also encrypted, and maybe only the chairman of the board has the key, maybe something like that. And you think, okay, how can that be possible though? Because every day these guys and girls are working on that thing, always fixing it, always improving it, right? So, but yeah, so if all you have is just a password to log into your account, right? That information is encrypted, right? And they need that password. But if you think about it a little bit more, that password is with them. Like, it's on their servers too. That's how their computer knows the password is correct, right? And so why can't somebody hack into and get your password, right? So so what they came up with is a way where they take the password away from themselves. And that is the phone login. And if you haven't tried it, you should try it. So for Microsoft and for Google too, and for others, it's called a two-step verification. So when you log in, right, to your account, it sends a message to your app on the phone. There's either sends a text message, it can call you with a voice thing, automated voice thing, or you can just download the app and then it'll communicate with you through the app on your phone. And that takes the password out of their hands, because in order to ensure that that's you, they check that it's your phone number, right? They ring it or they text message it. And then they do a couple other steps while you're installing and going through this process to ensure that the physical device, your phone, is really you. And with the phone, it's harder to spoof. It's harder to emulate. It's harder to counterfeit, So they've taken the password out of their hands and put it in your hands by your mobile phone, right? And with a mobile phone, it's harder for someone to emulate, spoof your phone number. Nowadays, they can spoof your email address. It's harder for someone to intercept a call to your phone number. Literally, only the FBI can do that, right? So that is how to keep your information even more secure, all right? By using the two-step verification, either on your Hotmail, on your Microsoft account, on your Gmail, on your Google account, whatever account you use, a two-step verification where they send it to your phone, right? So it's what it is. It's basically a random number, right? They generate at that time and they send it to your phone, and you receive the message. And if the numbers match, you press yes, and you're into your account. Somebody tries to hack into your account, they send that number, you have your phone at the coffee shop, and it's like, I'm not logging into my account, so you press no. And the person trying to get into your account is denied access. So that, and with my phone, when I log in, I sit by the computer with my phone. They send a message to my phone. The phone is right next to the computer, except it travels out into the world all the way back through a different network, through the telecommunication network, mobile cellular network, to my phone. All right? And this personal object is harder to counterfeit. With my phone number and with all that stuff on the cell network, it's harder to counterfeit. So that's how they take the password out of their hands and put it into your hands. All right, so I encourage you guys to do that. It takes, once you're used to it, it's pretty easy to use. It's not hassle. It takes me the same amount of time to log into all my accounts with this extra step. See you guys later. Bye-bye.